Listen, Tone, I think we may have a problem.
Log off. That cookie shit makes me nervous.
I think we may have a problem about our friend, the twin.
Yeah, so?
What the hell do I hear about Tony Soprano and his mother? Some kind of accident?
Got her in a nursing home, you know?
Get the fuck out of here.
And this upset Junior no end. And when Junior come after him, Tony went to the home, tried to suffocate his own mother.
Maybe you shouldn't spread that rumor.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming on. We got John Fiore here, and I've been a big fan of yours since I was a teenager, man. So
Wow, thank you.
I can't believe I'm talking to you. Incredible. So you're originally from Boston?
Yeah, Boston's my hometown. I was born there. Lived most of my life there. Still go there. It's still kind of my main city. Do what I do, a lot of business and just visit friends, family, etc. I live a little north now in the other state, New Hampshire. You've heard of that? Not too far, but an hour drive. A little quieter, but I always go down to Boston still, you know?
Yeah. That had a pretty heavy mafia presence there too, is it?
Boston in its day, back in the the days of the mafia, had a very heavy presence of mafia. Over time it's gotten diluted with RICO statutes and arrests and this and that and so forth. As we all know, the mafia isn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, it was pretty damn big.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that's just from technology as well?
I think technology, yeah. I mean, they did that RICO statute where they could just organize people up and, make a conspiracy, couple that with the technology. It must be very hard to get away with that kind of stuff nowadays.
Yeah, I wonder how they even exist today with everything.
Unless, of course, you're a protester and you burn cities with a mask on. You can get away with that, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's all good. So how did you get into acting?
Well, I was going to a university in Boston for criminal justice. Just I was 26 years old. I had quit, gone back to college, quit, gone back, etc. And I just took acting as a free elective, just to mess around. And I got the bug, as they say. So I just started doing little things, locally, trying to move up the ladder. And then if you want to make it as an actor, you go to New York or Los Angeles. So I went to New York. I started getting stuff, and that's it. That was it. I was in it. That's became my career.
Yeah, that's real cool, doing what you love.
Yeah, I've loved it and I've hated it too.
Yeah, for sure.
There are times I've been indifferent toward it. Times I've loved it. Times I'm like, I don't care if I ever do it again. Yeah. Times in between. And now I'm at an age in life and so forth. I do like it. I love it. But whatever comes my way comes my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, man. So I can't just go chasing it all over the place like a lunatic. I did that.
So whatever happens.
Yeah.
What was the biggest highlight for you in your career?
Well, I would have to say in retrospect, of course, The Sopranos, because it became such a truly global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Shared by multi-generations. I can tell just by social media, talking to you, talking to people of all ages, their parents watched it, people my age, your age in between. I mean, so that has to be the biggest thrill, even though, my role got kind of, truncated, if you will.
Yeah.
Still to even have that much on there and for it to turn out the way it did, the show, still being talked about as if it's still it is still on, but as if it's still new has been mind-blowing. I will say that.
Yeah, it's incredible. I feel like it's becoming more popular now.
For sure. I mean, when I did it and when I was written off, of course, I was bummed out naturally. And but then the next season comes on. So people aren't focused so much on season 3, they're watching season 4 and season 5. But now that the dust is settled and it's over and it's like a art hanging in a museum, people analyze it over and over. So I noticed once it all stopped and then it just sat there in rerun, I started getting a lot of action, to my character on social media because people pick up on the little things or the nuances or, this, that, or whatever. Yeah. So it started to build. like it never did before.
Yeah, I wish your character stayed on for the rest of the seasons, man. It's
I
awesome.
know, me
GiGi.
too. Everybody says that. It's flattering. It feels good to hear that. You know, I've heard that a lot. Yeah, it was a weird thing, man. That's what happened.
Yeah, I think the first episode that I seen you in, I'm not sure how it went with filming, but it was when you took out Philly Spoon.
Yeah. Yes.
The other
Yeah.
player, Dan Grimroldy, plays.
Yeah, Dan's a great guy. Yeah, Dan. We met that day on the set that day. Him and I. We were the only two there because the rest of the gang was in Italy shooting that Italy's Italian set, episode there. So only Danny and I are there all day. Just me and him. We met that day. We spent 15 hours together. And in the acting field, you know, people, you get close, like you feel like you've known the person forever. It's been one day. At the end of it, he gets shot. He goes, "Well, see you later." One and only Dan, the Sopranos.
Wow.
And then you know, when you fast forward, you know what happened. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was pretty lucky for him.
yeah, it really was it was almost it was a lucky break for him. He deserves it too, though. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're both great actors. Two of my favorites on there.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
What was your biggest highlight filming The Sopranos?
Well, it would have to be like the scenes that, you know, I was involved in. I enjoyed the scene where I talk about Spoons being a big mouth in the back room with the cookies and the computer.
Yeah.
That was a good scene for me because that was my first day back. I didn't know where I stood or what was happening. And then I got the script, you're in it, and I had that big speech and all that stuff. I was thrilled about it. I said, wow, I'm really in this episode. So we all thought I was going to kill him again.
Yeah.
You know? Even Danny, in between, you know, when I would see him around, he goes, "You're going to kill me again." Because it seemed that way. I was paranoid about him. I was paranoid about the twin shooting his mouth off. So I'm thinking to myself, how cool would it be to kill the twins? I killed.
Yeah, that's the way it looked like watching it. Yeah.
It really felt like it was kind of maybe going in that direction because they don't really tell you. You don't know.
Yeah.
It's almost week by week-ish. So obviously that's not what happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was kind of how that went.
Wow. And what was it like working with James Gandolfini?
Phenomenal. I mean, he was the daddy of the show. He was the son in the universe of that show. And he was warm as an actor. He would really make you feel comfortable and, you know, at ease. Just like a team player. It sounds too easy to put it that way, but just somebody that treated you very much as an equal. You know what I mean? And just wanted the best for him, you, the show, for everybody. He was great. He was the best.
Yeah, I've seen in a lot of other interviews that no one says anything bad about it. He's just a great guy.
Yeah, he really was. He was a man's man. He was fun. He was passionate, hardcore, you know, actor, but a great, super guy. He really was. We all loved him, you know. So
yeah. Do you still keep in contact with the other actors who you worked with?
Yeah, I mean, you know, with social media, a little line here and there. Not too many. You know, there's a few I talked to. I've seen Danny, Jason Serbone, Robert Finaro, Joe Ganascoli I talked to quite a bit. Yeah. Frank Santarelli, who was Georgie.
Yeah.
And the bartender. We're good friends. I see him quite a bit. But like I say, a handful. And then I've seen a few more at some of those autograph signing events.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
The Sopranos con.
You see a few more. Yeah. So I've seen a few there that I normally wouldn't see. But yeah, so that's like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, just enough. You know?
Yeah. So a fan wanted me to ask you, Ryan Gallagher, he said, how did you never give Ralphie a beating?
How did I what about Ralphie?
How did you never give him a beating?
Because David Chase didn't write it in the script.
There you go, Ryan.
If they did, I would have gladly given him a beating. I really think, you know, it's not so much the way I died wouldn't have been my choice.
Yeah.
But even if it came a little later, that would have been fine. Let me and Ralph go at it a little longer, right? Let that build up a little more. And then do what they had to do. But yeah, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say, how come you didn't beat up Ralph? I wanted to see you beat up Ralph. And I go, well, it's a very simple answer.
Yeah, well, I thought that's how either one of you was going to go out that way. But
yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, it wasn't my preferred way to meet my demise, you know? Yeah. Especially it was so like randomly sudden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, well, okay, we got to move on. We're going to put Ralph in the captaincy and, you know?
Yeah. Do they give you any build up for that as an actor, or is it just a surprise you come in one day? And
Well, it was I got a phone call a week in advance from Chase. Maybe more than a week. Yeah. Back then, you weren't in every single episode, and it wasn't alarming. Like I saw, okay, well, I'm not in episode, let's say 7. I didn't think anything. I know that happened to other people frequently. You're not in as a recurring character. You're not in every episode sometimes. So I'm not in an episode. They're filming it. I'm like kind of off for a week or so. And then during that time, I got a phone call from Chase and telling me what was happening. And I was really quite devastated, quite surprised, disappointed, all that stuff, naturally. And I had from that phone call, about 8 days left before I went back there. And when I went back there, I had maybe 2 weeks of filming, not every day, but I was involved for like 2 weeks. So it really felt like it was still in the future. I didn't want to face it because I was doing like scenes out of sequence.
Yeah.
And I still felt like I was there, but there was this ticking clock knowing that I was going to go by. I go, well, it's only Tuesday. We got the rest of this week. That's not happening till next Friday. So I got a week and a half. And, it was just like you're on death row.
Yeah. You just come down to the last supper, the last meal.
Yeah. You're trying to live. You're trying to be normal and like enjoy like the days beforehand.
Yeah.
But it's that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Like hopefully it'll be rewritten.
I know. That's what.
Man, who else was your favorite person to work with on set?
Well, I mean, it sounds a little bit like the easy way out, but James was the best, because he was the main guy to do scenes with. But I was in all the people I was in scenes with, Fiore, Sirico, they were all great. Vince Caratola, everybody was smooth, everybody was cool. I got along great with them. I really did. It was a unit, a real team. It was great. They were all good.
Yeah, I remember when I was a teenager, I loved Paulie as well. He was great.
Well, Tony / Paulie is quite a character.
Yeah.
Not much separation between the two.
Yeah, I have heard that. They're very similar.
Yeah, so he's close to Paulie. But he's phenomenal. One of the great characters in history,
Yeah, for sure. Did you get a chance to watch The Many Saints in York?
I did. I wasn't too impressed with it.
Yeah.
I know it's a hard thing to live up to and all that, but I don't think it was all that good at all,
I felt the same. I was so excited for it for so long, and then
I mean, I wasn't rooting against it. It's just, I watched it as a fan. I'm just watching it going, it's not happening, man.
Yeah.
And then you see the time going by, you see an hour's gone by, you go, they got an hour left or whatever.
Yeah.
40 minutes. Where's this going? I mean, if it went to a series, it probably would get better and better and better as they went along. But as a standalone, I was not a fan.
Yeah. I think it should have been a series.
Yeah.
It felt rushed, and then there's no, there's like a build up to nothing.
Exactly. It was kind of all over the place, I thought. Came and went,
Yeah, next time. You're also on Law and Order. How was that? Was it Detective Profaci?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was it's funny. That was a mobster. One of the 5 families in New York was Profaci.
Yeah.
Back in the day, right? Of Gambino and all them guys back in the 40s, 50s. Yeah, so Profaci is a great name.
Yeah.
And that was a good gig for me because I was recurring for 9 years, and it really kind of kept me in business as an actor. You know what I mean? Financially.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of always there, though I wasn't on every episode. The way they did reruns back then, every show you were in did like an old school rerun, not like now on demand, everything's everywhere.
Yeah.
So like your episode maybe could show, a month or 2 months later in a rerun.
Yeah.
And you'd get your full pay again. So it was like a nice way of like staying in business to work off of that as a base. And then whatever else I could do, I said, well, I have that sort of as a base finances. And then, so it was great. I mean, it was a wonderful experience. I like doing it. I like being a detective and doing that. And, it was a lot of fun. A long time ago now.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels weird. But
it's still feels like it's relevant now. You can still keep watching it.
Yeah. I mean, even with all the offshoots they've developed, there's still the original, and it's out there, So
did you ever have any real wise guys come up to you while you're doing any filming? Or
probably in The Sopranos, although I wouldn't know who they were because sometimes it'd be like, say we're out a door location or whatever. There were guys that look like wise guys, but you never really know if they are or not.
Yeah.
They may even talk like wise guys, but you still never know if they are or not.
Yeah.
Where I grew up in Boston, there was real wise guys, and I knew what some of them were like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
watching you on TV now.
I never divulged any names, though. Never.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, not a business that you want to do.
I don't talk.
Yeah. So what's in the future for you now? What do you work on anything?
Well, I'm trying to develop a little pilot to do, and like a low budge, lo-fi, but still good quality.
Yeah.
Little criminal enterprise, not mafia, not mobsters, just like criminals, guys who it's their job and it's hard, looking for scores. Sort of this little subculture of society. So we're trying to get that together as a pilot to shoot, like maybe like this summer. Me and two friends, actor writers. I'm in a couple of things that are like cooking, in the editing phase. A couple of horror things I've done. I haven't done a lot of those.
Yeah.
Over the years. I know that's a rabid fan base too, but they just haven't come my way. But a couple have. I've done them, and I enjoyed them. They were pretty good. I got to be, not. I wasn't like running around with a knife against, any of that stuff like that. I played a military general in one, or uniform. I never get to do that. That was This other one I just did. I'm a detective on the crime scene, and that's familiar, and I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are cooking, things are happening. I got my podcast that the Be a Man experience. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen some of your the stories on Facebook that you put up. It's awesome.
Yeah, so they make little snippets. Some of them little snippet ones. Those are taken from the full episode.
Yeah, cool.
That's been a lot of fun because that's an unfiltered outlet for me.
Yeah.
To babble and talk crazy and be uncensored and all that. So we're doing live shows. We get 2 big live shows coming up. We did one. Now the Be a Man guy is Be a Man. We call him Be a Man. We don't say his real name, even though people can find it. He's Be a Man. He's my friend. He's blew up as that character.
Yeah,
so I'm his podcast co-host. So then on the live shows coming up, there's a couple of stand-up comics. There's little movie skits that we're in that we put up on a big screen. So those are turning out to be a lot of fun, a really nice venture.
Yeah,
these live. I do those. I get a lot of satisfaction out of doing that. Live.
I'll make sure I put a link up video.
Please do. Yeah. Spread the word.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. You do a lot of writing too?
I do some. I wouldn't say a lot. I try to do more, but a lot of days I talk about writing instead of writing, or I think about writing and go, I think I'll write today. And then quite never get around to it. But I do, and I'm trying to do more. I have the ability to write, and I'm not saying I'm a great writer or anything, but I have an ability to put some stuff together. But I haven't been a writer for hire, put it that way. But this one here that we're doing, I'm working with 2 other people, so that makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
I'm more of a general contract.
Yeah.
I can get people together, I can get locations, I can raise a few bucks, I get a lot of good ideas, a lot of this, a lot of that. So that's kind of my role, I think.
Yeah.
Overall.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember when I was a teenager, I really wanted to be a writer from watching all movies and series like The Sopranos, like you were in. Yeah, so I'm always just interested.
Do you write?
Yeah, not professionally, just fun.
Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, the thing is, it's like acting, like anything in the arts.
Yeah.
You can write the greatest thing in the world. It's just hard to get it in front of the right person at the right time. So it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, you gotta have timing.
Yeah, it's gotta to write something. A lot of people don't want unsolicited material. It's got to be like from an intermediary to pass it on to so-and-so. And they get stacks and scripts, and it's amazing how people make it through the system, but some do.
Yeah, just gonna have that time.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do in today's, the way things are, so we make our little pilot. We don't have delusions of money. It's not even about the money. Yeah, if we'd like to make money, if it have happened, it happened. If not, we're being busy, being creative, doing what we like to do. And if I like it, you like it, and Joe Blow likes it, well, then you can multiply that by whatever, other people get, and whatever happens. If you get it on like Tubi or Amazon Prime or one of them kind of places like that, then at least it's out there. You've done something, and so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, you'll make it happen. You got a good fan base. You're amazing at what you do.
I may hit the fan base up with some funding.
Yeah.
Hey, others have done it. They do it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think everyone would get behind it.
Yeah, like the GoFundMe's and the Indiegogo.
Yeah.
You've seen all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, who
I saw one of
knows?
the guys off The Office doing that. He raised money to start his own show
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's acceptable to do it. You're doing it the right way. You're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So we may get on that road. We'll see. But I think for the funding for the first little pilot we're gonna do, I think we're pretty good because we got a small cast. We kept it that way, and it just evolved that way. It's easier with a small cast.
Yeah.
It's like sort of think Reservoir Dogs. You know how they're in that
Yeah.
warehouse. Think of that like that kind of like vibe, if you will,
Yeah.
is what we're going for.
That's
So-
one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh, me too. I
Yeah.
love it.
I think
It's
it's
my
my
favorite
first
movie.
love
I love
movies.
Quentin. Yeah, he's one of my favorites, Quentin Tarantino, and that may be my favorite movie. It's his first one.
Yeah, but it was just so I wouldn't say simple, but it wasn't high budget or anything. It was
Right.
just raw.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I mean, that's drawn to it still. I like things like that. Other movies that are in that vein, I'm kind of drawn to them. So that's what I like. So you got to do what you like, and then hope, like I said, hope other people like it.
Yeah.
And they probably will. Some will.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. What's your favorite? Your favorite three movies that have influenced you of all time?
Well, I have to go with Godfather 1 and 2, but I don't even maybe 2 and 1. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I like to look at them as just one movie, because whatever. But if that counts as 2, then those are 2 right there.
Okay.
And then the third one is tough because that kind of floats around. I believe it or not, I love Glenn Ross quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's one of them. I mean, I love Raging Bull. I like the early Scorsese stuff, a lot of Tarantino stuff.
Yeah, Raging Bull, great.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. But for like the last 10 years or so, when I got certain friends, we do a lot of lines from Glenn Ross. We love the movie and we apply it to our real lives. We're joking. Like say in Glenn they call a sale call a sit. Tonight's sit, So so if a friend of mine, certain friend, if they get an audition, they go, "You going on the sit?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And we use a lot of those lines from that movie because that's you can apply that desperation and that was a play, as you know, first to any walk of life. Being a cold call salesman with dreary rain falling, and it's so hard, man. Like knock on a door on a rainy night to try to get into someone's house to sell them something. Yeah. Those days are gone.
Yes.
But it's pretty. Yeah, I like that one a lot. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and with the Godfather 1 and 2, I can never choose between 1 and 2.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's 2. Then I think it's 1. 2 has so much richness with the flashbacks.
Yeah,
and the Havana stuff. But one can't exist without the other. And
I love the
just the way the look of them, the music, everything about them.
Yeah,
they're just truly to me. Two masterpieces, that don't ever feel dated to me. Yes, it's a romanticized era of the mob, back then, but it seems timeless. It never feels old or dated to me, some movies. So
I just recently watched it again for the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, that
was awesome.
Yeah, me too. I love it. It's a go-to. When I was younger, I watched movies a lot, repeated them, watch them all. Like Raging Bull, I used to watch all the time. I haven't seen it in years. So as time goes on, one of the few that I kind of go back to is The Godfather. I can watch that still over and over again. Yeah. So that's why that's number 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's perfect. What music are you into?
Well, of course, I'm stuck in the. I wouldn't say stuck. I like my son's band, Cooked Out.
Yeah,
they're a young rock and roll band. But anyway, beside from them, I mean, of course, I love the Beatles, Stones, the classics.
Yeah,
but I love a guy from your neck of the woods. Nick Cave is one of them.
Wow, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Love Nick Cave. He's my favorite. Yeah, he's my favorite. Guy that's still kind of going, still playing. He's a multi-talented dude. He writes, composes, books, screenplays, music. I mean, he's had tragedy lately. Another son, you saw that.
Yeah.
Two sons. I know this one here. Whatever it was whatever. It wasn't living with that one, but I like him a lot. A lot of the oldies when I was a kid, 10 years after. I like metal, rock and roll music primarily.
Yeah,
but I do listen to. I listen to. I really do. I mean, I go from Frank Sinatra to Butthole Surfers.
Yeah, yeah. You're just the cool guy.
Anything in between. Yeah.
Yeah, just everything.
I like it all.
Nah, cool. So when you're not acting, you're not working, what can people find you doing?
What am I doing? Well, when we hang up here, I'm gonna go up. We have a little condo up in Maine, about an hour from here. It's kind of on the ocean, so I'm gonna go up there and kind of like hang out, and whatever.
Nice.
Find something to tinker with and do something, and
Chill out.
you know. And it's only, like I said, it's only an hour away, and it's higher change of scenery.
Yeah.
But when I'm not acting, I'm busy with the podcast people and the podcast and meeting friends and talking projects. And, I still have 2 younger kids. And with my kids, I'll do that. So yeah, just hanging, trying to stay out of trouble.
That's awesome. Hopefully, I can meet you one day at one of these cons, or if you ever come to Australia.
I want to. I've had a couple of guys down there like chit chat with, like you.
Yeah.
Over the years, talk about putting some stuff together. I go, make it happen. I would love to.
Yeah.
When I did my movie, the distributor ended up calling it Meet the Mobsters. The movie I had made was a different name. When I submitted it to the Australian Film Festival many years ago, it got accepted.
Wow.
I said, will you fly me down and pay for me? And I will come.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't do it. They said, we want you to come, but we can't. We're not paying. I went, huh?
What?
No, I can't.
That's
because
crazy.
other festivals. Yeah, that was crazy. So other festivals at that time, I went to Germany. They paid. They took care of it. I went to Bahamas, San Francisco, a lot of stuff in the States here. And they would pay. And some other places didn't want to pay, but they wanted you there.
Yeah.
And I said, I go, I'd love to, but I just can't go, boom, I'm going, drop everything, pay all that money and go just to see your film play. But I remember Australia.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if I'd have a chance ever to go there. And I said, come on. I think they went, we'll give you a hotel room. I go, you got to throw them the plane fare, man.
Yeah.
I go, I made a movie. I go, I lost money on this movie. My investors want their money. I can't.
Yeah. It's their loss, man.
But yeah, man. So the movie, they did. There was even an Australian cover specifically for that movie. I've seen it online way back when I had it.
Yep.
It had so many different covers in different regions, but I remember the Australian one has a specific cover, and they had like I think it's a microphone stand because he was a singer, the guy. Yep. And then they had little thumbnails of the actors on the top. They didn't even put me, the lead in the movie, in there.
Who are these people?
I think my picture was a little bit on the back. I remember at that point I didn't really care,
Yeah,
I was like, whatever.
I'm so Australia.
Done with yeah. But yeah, we have our own little distribution deal with Australia, with the people that I was involved. They screw you off royalties and all that. It's historic.
I've always wondered how that works. Yeah.
Something that's they send you like a breakdown, like a spreadsheet of like, you can't make heads or tails of it.
Yeah.
It's just, you see the total money, you go, oh, okay. By the time you get to the bottom, you're pretty close to zero.
Yeah, we're taking this out.
Yeah, we took this out for that, that's out for this, and you get 20 cents.
Which you spent on the mini bar.
I'm telling you, man, that's how it is. So
yeah.
But anyway, that's why if I do it again, you don't want to get screwed. You want to hopefully make money and all that. But I'm not. It sounds crazy, but you're not doing it for the money.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta do it.
It's crazy.
Makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. Because to do it for the money puts a lot of undue, unrealistic pressure on you. It's the chances of doing something and having it blowing up and making $1 million and all that. It's kind of unrealistic. So if it does happen, it'd be a great surprise and a wonderful thing. But just do it that way.
Yeah, I think it'll happen one day. I can't wait for you to come over.
Cool. So it's nighttime over there? What time is it?
Yeah, it's nearly 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, see, that would be bedtime. I go to bed early.
Yeah, usually I'm in bed early too, but I wanted to do this.
Cool. I want to get there someday, man.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Someday. Matt Batt's in Australia. I talked to him.
He's got some familiar.
I've communicated with him. I did a podcast with him. He does stuff down there. He was trying to get an appearance together.
Yeah, okay.
For a while. Then COVID hit, a year or two ago, whatever. And then it kind of went by the wayside. But with me, Vito, Joe Ganascoli, and Georgie the bartender, we're trying to get us three going around.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, nice chatting, Thomas.
Yeah, you too, John. Yeah, been incredible.
Good. I'm glad we got to do this. So cool.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll talk, all right?
Yeah, man, we'll talk, man. Have a good day at your condo.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.